Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everyone. On today's video, we're going to be showing you how to prepare your dive mask for diving. Especially if it's a new mask, you want to use right here. You want to use this. I'm cleaning right here. I don't recommend using toothpaste for it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure it's a dry surface. We're going to make sure dry surface here on the lens here. Make sure it's dry surface. You want to put a dab. You have to come closer here. You have to stick one dab right here. Oop, that's too much. Right there. And you just want to rub your hand like that over it. And you want to make sure you get it inside of there, on the edges, around the edges there. You want to make sure you get around the edges there. You're just going to rub it around like this, make sure. But I don't recommend any toothpaste though on this. And we get that in a moment here. But you want to make sure you get all that in there like that. Okay, make sure that's there. Okay, now what we do is, then you want to make sure you rinse it off like this, like so. Make sure you rinse it off like so there. But you want to make sure that you get every ounce of it. You want to make sure you get the size of it, and you can see how it's still got the crease in there. But you want to make sure you get all the little nooks and crannies in there. You want to make sure you get all that out. Okay, that's good. You make sure you get all that out. Okay. Make sure that's all good there. And then you want to make sure, alright, I see a little bit of crease right there. And make sure that's fairly wiped out. Oh, let's see that's good. But try not to use your fingers, because sometimes you have sharp nails that could tend to scratch this. You want to make sure you just put your hand on your finger, like this, over like that, without nail being on it. You want to make sure you do all that. Okay, that's good, and that one's good. Okay. And then what we're going to do is, once that's there, we're going to come over here, and we're going to dry it. We're going to dry the inside like this, like so here. And dry the inside like this. So you want to make sure you get down into there like this, like so here. And make sure that gets clean there. I can show you a minute here. You want to make sure that is a little bit clean there and dry.
It's still recording.
Make sure that's a little bit clean there. Alright. Now, what we're going to do is, we're going to repeat the same application again, but this time on the outside of the mask. We're going to do the same thing again. We'll come back over here again. We're going to do the same thing again. This time, we're going to make sure that this is nice and dry. Because again, you don't want a wet surface when you're doing this. You don't want a wet surface. Okay, now what we're going to do is, everyone, we're going to put another dab of the dive mask cleaner. And you can pick this up over at PDR. I'm at my, a friend's a dive shop there. Okay, small dabs like that. Small dabs like that. You want to rub it like that. Make sure you get inside of here. Make sure you get inside of here real good. Make sure you get inside of here real good on that. Because again, you want to make sure you get every ounce of this on there But don't put too much on it though. You only put a small dab on it. Okay. And then we're going to do it again. We're going to come over here and we're going to rinse. Come over here. We're going to come over here and we're going to rinse this off. We're going to rinse this off and make sure we get every nook and cranny, every corner, because you don't want to keep any of that residue on here, because once we put it on and we have to to let the water out of our mask. And you don't want that stuff to be on the corners, because if we have to let water out of our mask, that stuff could be up in there. And you don't want that. You don't want any of that in there. You want to make sure that that's clean of any gunk on there. And you don't have to do it like 5 or 7 times, but you got to make sure you get that in there. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them down in the comment section down below. And if this helps you, then, and especially for new divers who are just starting out, they don't know. I don't recommend using toothpaste on this. I don't recommend that. Don't recommend using any of the toothpaste on here. Oh. I'm going to get that later. See, that can happen with that cover on there. But I don't recommend that. I don't recommend using any toothpaste on here, because I don't recommend that. I mean, even though they say you can, I don't recommend it. I don't recommend any of that stuff on here, because that could damage the mask doing that. Because if you forget to take that out, or if you don't clean it all the way out and see the results from that, you can see the results that it's clean, nice and clean there. Again, you can pick this up at a dive shop. I mean, it's cheap. It's cheap, but hey, it works. Because then we have the defogger. The defogger right here that we put on there. But we don't need to put that on there right away. We don't need to put that on there. So that'll be the end for now. So I hope that was helpful. And you make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications. And I will catch you in the next one.